What's up, guys, and welcome back. Today is a very good day. In the morning, starting at 4:30, we are going to start to catch chickens up and sending them on their way. So got a lot to do between now and 4:30 in the morning, and I'm gonna take y'all along so y'all get to see how all this goes down, how we get these houses ready for the catch crew to pick these chickens up. All right, first things first is what you want to happen is we want both these bins to be empty of feed, and this one's got a little bit left. You can tell it's getting empty. It's just down there in the bottom of the cone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here and cut the lights up just a little bit so that these chickens will eat up a little bit faster. I ain't gonna cut them up too much, but after that feed gets done running through that pipe and into the house, the chickens need to eat all the feed out the pans before I roll the feed lines up in the ceiling. So I give them about 4 to 5 hours to eat that feed out, which it don't take that long, but I just leave them down because not in no hurry. While we're waiting on this feed to run out, another thing I need to get done is I need to get this drill set up so that we can get these feed lines and water lines rolled up in the ceiling. So I'm gonna grab this drill. I'm gonna take this off of this drill and put it on my hammer drill so it'll be a lot faster when I roll things up. All right, I got that done. I'm gonna take this over there and set this in the bedroom and then grab this ladder and get that put over there. And now all we do is wait for the feed to run out and then we can get to work. I wanted to show y'all what they use to get the cages off the 18-wheelers and take them inside the house. You got usually 3 Moffetts and 2 forklift drivers. The third one's here just in case one breaks down. But this is what they use to unload the 18-wheelers, take the cages inside. You got guys in there that load the cages up, they bring them back out and stack them back on top of the 18-wheeler. So this is just what they look like. One thing I got to do for in the morning is move the spreader truck out the way and get this trailer out. I haven't showed y'all this hasn't been in any videos, but this is my stacking shed. This is where when the chickens leave out, we use that machine over there. I don't know if you can see it. I'll get y'all a closer look on it, but we use that machine to go in there and get all these hunks of litter out, which is like chicken manure, which is all these pieces like this. You want to get your floors clean before you get baby chickens back, so this is where we stack the litter. It stays nice and dry under here, and once a year We spread this on all our land that we plant corn and cotton on. So this is where it sits for about a year until we start spreading. We're gonna let it build up air and we'll take it over there and park it by my shed for time being until we get done using this shed. And if I got any room left, I'll park it back in here. All right, what we have here is a crusting machine. Some people call it a housekeeper, some people call it a cruster, same thing. What this does is it gets the big hunks of wet chicken litter out the houses. So what it does is he'll put this blade down there into the litter. These right here will bust the hunks up into a little bit smaller. It'll ride up this chain right here. It'll go into the back of this belly back here. When this thing gets full, what he'll do is he'll stop and then he'll come over here to the stacking shed and dump it. And I'll be in there with my front end loader and I'll be loading the litter up and piling it up so we can get as much litter in there as we can. All right guys, now that the bins are empty, got to go in here and check on the hoppers, make sure those are empty, and if they are, we'll go ahead and start pulling the pipes and the hoppers out. They are empty, so I'm gonna start unhooking all this stuff and getting it brought outside the house. All right guys, now that the hoppers are out, All we got to do is wait on them to make sure that they eat all this feed out of this pan. I know it don't look like a lot, but they've got to get all that feed out the pan. One, because it'll take less strain on that strap to pull all these feed lines up, and two, you don't want to waste your feed because that's going to count against you. So gonna make sure they clean up these pans really good, and once they get them clean, we'll go ahead and roll all these to the ceiling. What I like to do when I get the hoppers out, there ain't much dust on them, but what I like to do is go over with a broom and knock all the dust and the feed and everything out of them before I put them back into the med room. All right, guys, now that it is done, now it's pretty much a waiting game on which house is going to eat the feed the fastest. And once they get that feed eaten down, like I said, we'll go ahead and jump in there and roll the feed lines up and start tucking all the electrical cords and everything in the ceiling. Good morning, guys. It is currently 3:40 in the morning. Chickens should be going out here in about 40 more minutes. Right now, they are asleep. The lights are off. But I'm gonna go ahead and wake them up and go ahead and cut this water off so they can wake up, drink the water pressure off that water line, because it is getting cold at night around here. And when these doors are up, it can get cold on the inside the house. I don't want anything to bust while I ain't got no chicken. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. All right, guys, now that the water has been drank down, there's no pressure on these lines anymore. It's time to get all these water lines pulled up in the ceiling. As you can tell, the feed lines are already in the ceiling. And once we get the water lines in, you got 8 sensors that you got to tuck in the ceiling, then you got to tuck all the hoses and electrical cords in the ceiling. So we're gonna get these rolled up and then go through the house and tuck everything up. joy of having to fight a tangled up drop cord. Never fun. All right guys, now that that's all up, as you can see, we got an open house now. Now we got to go through and tuck all these hoses up in the middle, down there on that end, and down there on that end. And we also got to get the migration fences hung up on the wall. All right guys, all the chickens are gone from the farm. They are all at the processing plant being processed, and I wanted to show y'all what it looks like after they get done catching chickens. And earlier when I was talking about the custom machine or a housekeeper, what it does is it comes in here and it gets all this wet litter out of here. And when it gets all this stuff out, what will be left is stuff like this, nothing but dry, just powder. And that's what you want to raise your baby chickens on. Give them a lot better start than placing them on wet litter that could have a bacteria or something in it that ain't good for the chickens. So this is what it looks like, and now comes the fun part of cleaning them up and getting them ready for baby chickens. So thank y'all again for watching, and see y'all in the next one.